Okay, chapter 5.6 is on long division. If I wanted to divide by a polynomial containing more than one term, we would use the long division that we actually learned when we were in elementary school. The only difference is that now we have the plus and minus signs and some variables, but the steps are still the same. We're going to start by looking at our chapter review on page 422. We're going to look at two problems. We're going to start by looking at number 70. It says 2x to the third power minus 5x squared plus 7x plus 5 divided by 2x plus 1. Alright, the first thing we need to do is make sure that everything is in descending order. 3, 2, 1, 0. So yes, and 1, 0. So everything's in descending order, so that checks. Now what I'm going to do, also we don't have any missing terms, so we're good there. So now what we do is put the dividend inside the divide sign and the divisor on the outside. Okay, so now let's begin. The next thing says take the first terms, so 2x to the third power, divided by 2x. So 2x to the third power divided by 2x is going to end up being x squared. Place it somewhere on the top. It does not matter where you place it at all. It's an answer. Once you do that, now you're going to take this x squared and multiply every term in your divisor by x squared. So x squared times 2x is 2x to the third power. X squared times 1 is plus x squared. Then we subtract, right? And I put a parentheses around it because I'm saying I'm subtracting all of this, which means I need to change the sign. So I'm going to change this to a minus sign and change this to a minus sign. 2x to the third minus 2x to the third cancels out like it's supposed to. Negative 5x squared minus x squared becomes negative 6x squared. Then the next step says drop down the 7x, so plus 7x. And then from here is a repeating game, right? So again, you take the first term, so negative 6x squared divided by 2x. He's still your first term. So negative 6x squared divided by 2x is going to become negative 3x. And again, place it at the top. So minus 3x. Then you take this negative 3x and you multiply every term in your divisor by it. So negative 3x times 2x is negative 6x squared. Negative 3x times 1 is minus 3x. Then we subtract, which means we need to change the signs once again. So this minus becomes a plus or a positive. This minus becomes a plus or a positive. And then we go ahead and combine your terms. So we have negative 6x plus 6x. Well, that cancels out like it's supposed to. And then we have 7x plus 3x is actually 10x. And then the 5 drops down, plus 5. And then again, it's a repeating game, right? So the first terms are 10x and 2x. So 10x divided by 2x is equal to 5. So put the 5 at the top. I'm adding 5. And then take every term in your divisor and multiply it by the 5. So 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 1 is plus 5. And then again, we subtract. And this time I'm not going to worry about changing the signs because we see everything will cancel out. And we'll end up with a remainder of 0. Therefore, your answer is just x squared minus 3x plus 5. X squared minus 3x, x squared minus 3x plus 5. let's look at number 71. And it has x to the third power minus 2x squared minus 33x minus 7 divided by x minus 7. Okay, again, we need to make sure everything is in descending order and we don't have any terms missing. So 3, 2, 1, 0, descending order. 1, 0, descending order. Great. Now let's place the dividend on the inside of the divide sign. So x to the third power minus 2x squared minus 33x minus 7 divided by x minus 7. Okay, and then we begin. So next thing we need to do is take the first terms and divide them into each other. So x to the third power divided by x to the third power divided by x is x squared. Place it somewhere at the top. Again, it does not matter where you put it, as long as it's up there. X squared is now going to multiply every term in your divisor. So x squared times x is x to the third. X squared times negative 7 is negative 7x squared. You're going to subtract these two, so it changes your signs. And remember, I changed my sign and circled them to indicate that this is what I changed my sign to. So I have x to the third minus x to the third cancels out like it's supposed to. Then I have negative 2x squared plus 7x squared becomes 5x squared. My negative 33x drops down. And then I repeat. First terms once again. 5x squared divided by x. 5x squared divided by x becomes 5x. Again, right at the top. So I'm adding 5x because it's positive. And then take your 5x and multiply every term in your divisor. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 7 is negative 35x. Subtract. Make sure you change your signs. 5x squared minus 5x squared cancels out. Negative 33x plus 35x becomes 2x. Then the negative 7 drops down. And again, we're repeating, right? So the first terms now are 2x divided by x, which is 2. Write it somewhere at the top, maybe after the 5x, so plus 2. And then every term in your divisor is going to be multiplied by the 2. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. And then we're going to subtract. Be sure to change the signs. 2x minus 2x, well, that cancels out. Negative 7 plus 14 is 7. And then we look and we notice that 7 will not be divided by x evenly. Therefore, 7 is my remainder. And you write it by saying plus 7 divided by x minus 7. So your answer is x squared plus 5x plus 2 plus 7 divided by x minus 7. This concludes the video for chapter 5.6. Let me know if you have any questions.